Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're featuring this rather unique looking Laco. It's the Frankfurt Special Edition GMT. Now, being that it's a special edition, it might only run for 6 months or it might only run for a year. It won't be in their catalogue for many years to come. So it's one of these, if you do like the watch, I would recommend getting one sooner rather than later. I like its whole kind of design, really. It's definitely got a very funky design, and it stands out very much so in the Laco catalogue at the moment. It's on a whole different level to everything else. It's got a very unique, kind of tool watch feel to it with this bead blast finish. When it comes to the retail price of this, I believe in the UK its RRP is 1,650. But I dare say that there might be a deal to be had if you do contact First Class Watches. And on the subject of them, I've got to say a massive thank you to them. They have got so many cool, interesting brands. Some you may know, some you may not know. So if you're in the Midlands area, I'd strongly recommend popping into the shop. If you're a little bit further afield, well, don't worry, I'll leave a link in the description and at the bottom of the page now. All I ask, if you do contact them, please mention the channel, as it really, really would help. So anyway, let's talk sizes first. The case size of this one, I'm reading at 43mm. The thickness of the watch is coming in at 12.8mm. The lug to lug, so the longest point across the body of a watch, is 50mm, and the strap size on this is coming in at 20mm. But I must say, I will show you a different option with the strap later on in the video. So anyway, the dial is kind of cool. It's almost got this monochrome. It's kind of, well, let's face it, it's a flat grey background with the printed on hour and minute track around there. And it gives it a real, I say, tool watch feel. It's a non-nonsense kind of watch. The loom on these also is very good, not only on the internal bezel, but the hands themselves and hour markers there. It really does look good when fully lit up. Being that it's a Laco, you have these lovely thermal blued hands, which always look good on their models. You also have the GMT hand here with its nice little bit of colour and a nod to the loom pit, well, the top point of that up there. It's not really a loom pit, but there you go. But anyway, it looks great. I love the fact you've got the planes. It really is designed as a kind of flight travel watch. So it does look very cool. You just have a very simple Laco script, which always looks good. GMT and the date down here at 6 o'clock position. Now, being that it's a GMT, that you can read a second time zone. But being that it's got an internal, a rotating bezel with the 24-hour increments on there, you can even read a third time zone, which does get a little bit complicated. Let me show you first the actual action of this internal bezel. It clicks as it goes round, and it is a very positive click, I have to say. So it really does lock in position really, really nicely. What I'll do just for now, let me show you this. So if I change the time settings here, so let's set it up for the good old standard 10 to 2. So that's on 10 to 2. If I press that in one extra click, well, there we go. Is that it? Yeah. Now I can move the GMT hand and set the date. So if I turn this, to keep things simple, down here at the 12 o'clock position. So obviously we have got, he says, that's not script, there it is. We've got 2 time zones going on at the moment. We've got the 10 to 2, and if you read the GMT hand as your hour hand, it's actually 10 to 12 in the morning. So you've got your grayscale here, evening, and then coming through to following day at sunrise. So that's how we do it. But being this has got the internal rotating bezel, this is where things get really complicated. If, let's say, our second time zone is there, but we actually want it to be, another time zone, which is 2 hours. Well, it won't actually be 2 hours, will it? If we go 2 hours, we can actually set, so that would be 12. We could set it 2 hours behind. So you get the GMT time. You have to remember that that will be midday down here, but then you can also read it off the rotating bezel at the bottom. So you can actually read 3 time zones on that, but it does get somewhat complicated, it has to be said. Let's reset that back up to the top. There we go, and set that back and screw that back in. There you go. So that's technically how you can read 3 time zones off a watch like this. It's quite cool. Would you ever do that? Probably not. 2 time zones, yes, I completely understand. I've got relatives that live in different countries, so I can actually set my GMT hand up to their local country. So it makes life a little bit easier. Let's move that GMT hand just so we can see the date window down there. There you go. So push that back in. So as we can see, the bezel systems on this, the crowns both lock into position. So it is quite nice how they do it. So no problems at all with the crowns moving accidentally. The actual crystal on top of this is a beautiful sapphire crystal. It looks really, really good. You've got 2 lots of AR coating, one on the inside, one on the outside. And that's why all the outdoor shots on this look so clean. And as you can see in here, you can't actually see the crystal. I do like AR on both sides. Not everyone does, but you know, I do. So it does look really, really good. Now, as we come past this, we're greeted with this rather lovely, smooth feeling case. As I say, this actually won a Red Dot Award, this one. You know, I can understand why it does look very, very cool. It's got a bead blasted finish, which is, you know, for a tool watch, always looks great. The only problem is that when they do scuff up, you know, it is kind of obvious. Now, the only kind of criticism I've got with this one is over here. As you can see, we've got this lovely, you know, radius, negative curve going into a positive curve and negative there. On this side, the way the lugs beautifully blend into the case of a watch. And then at the top here, you kind of lose all that. I would have personally liked to have seen at least a small radius in there just to try and, like, you know, smooth out the case somewhat. One thing I have to say is the way the actual crowns sit. I love the fact that they've gone to a point of this point here lines up pretty well with the top part of the start, of this kind of chamfer which comes round. It's just nicely done. It's little attentions to detail which I really do like. Both of the crowns are actually signed with the Laco L on there, so they do look good. When we turn this around, we've got a solid case back on the back there, but underneath the hood, it does have a Sellita SW330-2 movement. Now, the -2 is all important because that means it's got the longer power reserve. Sellita actually state 56 hours, but what Laco state on their website is 50 hours. I like the fact they do that because realistically, the movement will run for longer. So you'll get less people saying, you know, I've tested it, it doesn't quite run to a 56, it might only run to 54 if it hasn't been wound enough, you know, even less. So I like the way they've given themselves a little bit of a buffer zone there. I did put this one on the time grapher, and I have to say it did a really good job. It was coming in at +3 seconds a day in the position I had it in. So, yeah, it was very, very solid. I have to say as well, this watch also features 200 meters of water resistance to it. It also, they say, has a higher level of anti-magnetic properties. Now, the normal movement light is, I think it's 4,800. So they might have put in a shielding on the back. I'm not sure. It doesn't actually state what they have done. Now, the strap on this is a very nice kind of like sailcloth nylon strap. Lovely padded. It is, yeah, leather lined, so it's going to feel real nice on the wrist, and it's also got the Laco buckle up there. But in the box, and it is a very cool box, it has to be said, it's like an aluminium flight box where they're printed made in Germany so many times, but fair play to them. You also get this second strap. Now, I think this would look absolutely superb on this, even more so than the strap it actually comes with. I think that looks really, really cool. I would put it on there, but I don't want to in any way mark the bead blasted finish. So I think this looks superb. Plus, it comes with the additional hardware on here, which just makes it look a little bit cooler, I think, than the black strap. So anyway, let's put this on my wrist so you've got an idea how it looks. Let's zoom out a little bit. Quick wrist check. I'm wearing my, I think it's a 1973 Rolex single red Submariner. I've had for many years, that one. And Bob has the new ball. I can't remember if it's a Roadmaster or something. I don't know. GMT anyway. It does look the part, definitely. My wrist size is, actually, what is it? 7¼ inches. That equates to around about, I think it's 18.5 centimeters. And there you go. That's it on my wrist. I think it looks very, very cool. It's got a unique and somehow very German design to it, I think. It definitely screams out kind of German tool watch to me anyway. So guys, I'll leave you to it that. Most importantly though, you all stay safe. Any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll always try and get back to you, but to be fair, there's so many more questions these days, it's hard to. Okay then guys, all the best, and most importantly, stay safe. Take care. Bye.